The New Zealand squad performed heroics throughout the 1992 Cricket World Cup, dominating an event as co-hosts and rekindling the love of cricket in the youth of the country. This video pays tribute to the young guns. New Zealand versus Australia in the opening game, and a splendid...
You don't get many better straight drives than this one. Right off the meat of the bat and went butting into the fence.
New Zealand versus Sri Lanka sees a complete team performance to register a 6-wicket victory.
Big hit by Rutherford. And 6.
New Zealand versus South Africa, and Mark Greatbatch in full cry to destroy the Springboks bowling.
Oh, that's gone high in the air, way down the ground, a magnificent hit. It's gone for 6. What a beauty!
New Zealand versus Zimbabwe, and in a rain-affected match, Mark Crowe scores a thrilling 74 not out. New Zealand versus the West Indies. Greatbatch and Crowe are again the heroes as the Kiwis remain unbeaten.
Oh my goodness me, he's hit that for 6. That was an extraordinary blow. He came to a pace down the wicket to Marshall, hit it way over extra cover for 6. Unbelievable. I wonder if Marshall's ever been hit over extra cover for 6 in his life before. As Marshall's in again to Crowe. Oh, and he's played that away brilliantly, pulling it away off his pads. And that goes for 4. That was a marvellous stroke by Crowe.
New Zealand versus India, and the prodigious stroke play of Mark Greatbatch is too much for the opening bowlers.
Energy is hit for 6.
New Zealand versus England, as the only 2 unbeaten teams face up to each other, there was only ever one outcome.
And that's a cracking drive by Andrew Jones. No need to run for that.
New Zealand versus Pakistan, the first defeat for the young guns, but Danny Morrison takes all 3 wickets.
He's got him. Inside edge onto the stumps, and Danny Morrison has struck again.
The semi-final, and again Pakistan the opposition, and the greatest innings of the whole tournament. Who else? New Zealand's first opponents in the 1992 World Cup are hot favourites and co-hosts Australia in Auckland. Mark Crowe wins the toss and elects to bat. John Wright and Rod Latham open the innings. No place, therefore, for Mark Greatbatch. Australia, winners of the World Series, are at full strength. Both the War brothers play, and Craig McDermott is pronounced fit for the series. Just 2 wides on the scoreboard as we pick up play with Craig McDermott bowling to John Wright.
I bowled him! He's bowled him 2 wides and he struck. That looked to me as if that ball hit the inside of the bat and then came back onto the stumps. But what a start for Australia. And how unlucky can you be? John Wright, all that experience. He's 37 years of age. Let's have another look.
Yes, the 2 wide, he exposed his leg stump. It must have hit the glove or the bat handle and come straight back onto the leg stump. McDermott can't believe his luck, and that's a great breakthrough. New Zealand 1 for 2.
Andrew Jones, he's played in 54 one-day internationals, plenty of experience.
Tremendous atmosphere, a lot of nerves about from all the players.
In the air and down to the boundary, square for 4. That one whipped away right off the meat of the bat. And the Kiwis in that area loving every second. A few of them bowing on the ground at the moment. There's the replay, right off the meat in the air, but wide of the fieldsman. Got him! No, he's dropped him! I can't believe it. Straightforward catch to Tom Moody, in and out. And that is also the end of the over. he'll be feeling like death warmed up. 1 wicket down, 12 runs on the board.
Rod Latham, lucky to be there. Tom Moody really dropped a sitter. First up, the ball was angled across. He just opened the face of the bat. It went straight to Moody. Really was a straightforward catch, and he put it down. Disappointing moment for Moody.
Well bowled. Oh, he's given him out. My goodness. That came as a surprise to the batsman. Well, I thought that bounced too much. My immediate reaction was going over the top. This is the replay. It's probably straight enough, but have a look where it hit him. He was going forward. What do you think, Bill?
Well, independent umpires are in vogue here in the World Cup. Put the finger up, the umpire, eye hard, booing from the crowd. It's a bad start. It's 2 for 13. New Zealanders on the back foot already after just 4 overs completed.
It goes flying away towards square leg and well fielded. Did it go through him? No, it's not been well fielded. It's managed to sneak underneath the outstretched arm of Reed and into the fence.
Good shot. Really cracked it away. Took full advantage of the shortness of the ball. And that's a fine shot for 4. Beginning in 4.
Tom Moody has bowled 3.5 overs. The first change bowler here today. As Richard said, all 3 of the Australian bowlers well over 6 feet. It's in the air and it's been taken, very well caught by Ian Healy. Rod Latham, opening batsman, is on his way. It's the 3rd wicket to fall. Short and wide delivery. Latham gave it the full flow of the bat. Only managed to get a toe end of it wide to Ian Healy, who diving away to his right takes the catch.
Well, a very good catch by Healy. Latham tried to do the right thing and take severe toll of that wide ball and get it away, but he's got the edge, and Healy taking that catch, a magnificent catch, a good breakthrough for Australia. Well bowled, Tom Moody.
New Zealand 3 for 53. Crowe, it's a slow one. It's the outfield. It's coming around. It's a valiant attempt by Dean Jones. The slowness of the pace of the wicket caused Martin Crowe to hit that much finer than he was aiming. He was aiming over mid-wicket. The ball in the end has gone to the boundary, but what a magnificent attempt by Dean Jones to get around and take the catch.
Yes, the right idea. Didn't quite go where he wanted it to go, but have a look at this now. Dean Jones, very, very quick, and boy, had he caught that, would have been a classic.
Let's pick the gap between the 2 outfielders on the leg side. Again, a very short boundary. It's a rugby union ground. It's an odd shape for a cricket ground. Martin Crowe this time deciding not to go square.
Good shot through cover. We'll get back to Clive Rice's thoughts on South Africa in the moment. The New Zealanders beginning to chirp up a little bit. They want a 6, it looks like. But that was a lovely cover drive.
Yes, that was a great shot. It was slightly over-pitched, and Rutherford really got onto it nicely and crashed it through the covers. 4 runs.
In the air, down to square leg, 1 bounce into the fence for 4. Good shot. Can't afford to bowl short, and that brings up the 100 as well for the New Zealanders. In the air and into the gap for 4. They started to get some rhythm, and that's where they're hitting him. Taylor won't be happy. That wasn't a very good delivery. That's the view from the boxes up in the west stand, looking down on the ground. Once again, a short delivery, and once again into the fence it goes. So that one goes smashing into the fence. And that brings up Crowe's 50.
Well, that's a very good shot. There are two men out there protecting the boundary. It wasn't a very good ball. It was woefully short, but it was very well put away indeed. So 3 for 149, 37 overs gone, 13 to go. And that represents a pretty good position for New Zealand, especially when you consider that they were 2 down for 13. Here's Bruce Reid. And he's got it down between two fielders, very accurately bisecting them. 4 more runs to Martin Crowe, and the Australians being punished for short bowling.
It may be that they're a little bit short of a gallop. As Border says, they haven't had as much limit.
So here's Mark Waugh, and trying to compensate for the short bowling over pitches, and is put away for another boundary. So runs really streaming here for New Zealand now. We've had 14 off the last 7 deliveries, and that's a half century for Ken Rutherford.
That could be safe. It'll be a good catch if they get it. Border made the ground, but couldn't get himself into position. A very difficult chance, but that's 2 the Australians have put down today. First Tom Moody, and now the skipper Alan Border.
Apart from anything else, he had the umpire to consider as well, although I'm not sure if he got the figure of Kaiser Hyatt in the corner of his eye. But it was a very difficult chance indeed for Alan Border. And the look there on Mark Waugh's face, I think, tells it all.
It'll be close, very close, he's out! Oh, great piece of fielding. Mark Waugh coming in. It's always going to be close. It must have been a photo finish. Rutherford, after a great innings, is found short by Waugh coming in. The underarm was one stump, and he made it.
Yes, here's the replay. Just push, Crowe just drops it down there, and Mark is right in there, direct hit on the stumps, and hardly in the picture. Yes, a great bit of fielding there. Australia really did need that run out. 57 runs and 71 balls. Great performance by Rutherford.
Good shot. Man, there's 2 men there. He beats both of them. My word, he's placed that pull shot beautifully, Martin Crowe. There's a man at fine leg and backward square. He split the gap. Beautiful batting. It's going to be Tom Moody to bowl to Chris Harris. Oh, chance for a run out. He's gone. It'll be Harris. Good thinking by Crowe. He kept coming. Once again, it's Border at a cover position, makes a great save. And another run out, this time Chris Harris.
Harris pushed it into the covers. There you see the replay. Pushed it into the covers. Crowe set off. He thought it had beaten Alan Border, but a magnificent save by Alan Border there. And Harris, quite rightly, gets out of his crease to make sure that Martin Crowe, the informed player, is there. 5 for 191.
This time he gets it square. There's a man there. That beats him. 4 runs. He picked that slower ball and swung it fine. New Zealand doing well in the final overs, under pressure.
McDermott. Oh, well, magnificent catch by Healy. A little inside edge went flying away and down the leg side, and boy, that's the second great catch he's taken It went flying really fast and low, and Healy had his glove there and went straight in the middle.
One earlier, diving away to the right, this time diving away to his left. What a good take that is. Ian Smith would have recognised it as a wicket-keeper, just how good a catch that was, and he's on his way. New Zealand 6 for 215.
Oh, big appeal there. Is that out caught behind? He's not walking, and the ball is thrown down. And I tell you what, umpire Shepherd not very happy. Hands went to his hips there as Healy threw the ball to the ground, almost in disgust. And Border can't believe it either. They thought he got a big nick on that one.
Ian Healy not very happy with the decision. There's obviously a big noise there for somebody. Ian Healy thought it was straightforward. Craig McDermott thought it was straightforward.
To the ground.
Martin Crowe's magnificent unbeaten 100, the highlight in a highly respectable total of 248 for 6. Ken Rutherford supported well with 57. Craig McDermott, the pick of the Australian bowlers, taking 2 for 43. But Australia will have to score at 5 and over to win, and will need to make a solid start. We pick up play in the first over. It's Chris Cairns to David Boone. It's 4 for no wicket.
It's a good shot. Outfield very fast indeed. And it's a long chase up there for Larson. Just pulls it back, but they've run 4. So it really didn't make all that much difference whether he caught it or not. Good shot by Boone. A little bit of cloud around, but the sun has shone for most of the day as Cairns starts in the over. Got it through, and the outfield is fast enough, it will go. So another boundary to David Boone.
Yes, Australia needed that one. David Boone out there with Marsh, getting tied down a bit by the off-spinner.
And that's the first bad one he's bowled. It's been put away. Boone very quick to get on the short one.
Yes, that's one of his favourite shots. And Patel, having bowled so well, gave him a boundary there. Just to the left-hand side of the point fieldsman.
So Willie Watson now to start his second over.
What a big appeal there, but he was forward. And Shepherd very quickly says not out. Notice that he was in front of the crease, and that was probably going down the leg side.
It's a great shot. It's the first bad ball he's bowled, and Boone was on it. He pounced on it and whacked it over cover. Tremendous timing. Marsh driving in the air, gone. Good catch. Let's break the shackles. Good bowling by Larson. Marsh going for the drive, went to play, he dived forward, took the catch. The first wicket's down. Whistle that crowd roar at Eden Park.
Yes, the New Zealand crowd here is really up, really excited about the fact that the pressure's been put on, and here he drives it. It's not quite there, and a brilliant catch in the covers.
That has picked up the run rate for Australia there. Jones looking to put the pressure on the New Zealand fielders. It's a short boundary and he's in trouble. He's on his way. Dean Jones tried to take on the fielder there. Chris Cairns moving in from the square leg boundary. It's a fairly short boundary there. Dean Jones very fast between the wickets, but on this occasion not fast enough.
Yes, Dean Jones very quick between wickets, but here the short boundary, and clipped away to backward square, and Cairns comes running in, and like a baseball pitcher, he picks it up. Now he takes on Dean Jones, and it is a great throw right next to the stumps, and he's not there. No. 2 for 92.
There's the appeal by Issa Hayat, not interested. I would have thought that the finger would have been up pretty quickly on what we saw earlier this morning had he been interested in the appeal.
Yes, David Boone goes on the sweep. He's just outside the line, and Dipak Patel is very keen for the umpire to raise that finger, but it's no luck.
Pick the gap. There's no fieldsman down in the deep fine enough to cut that off as Australia brings up their 100. Border just having a good look. He knows there's no need to take too many risks at this stage. David Boone is in charge. Alan Border does take some risks here. There's a fieldsman in the outfield. He's come around, taken the catch.
Chris Cairns once again struck to a great catch in the deep there. Alan Border went on the sweep against the spin, and as a result the ball went up in the air a little bit, enough to carry all the way through to Chris Cairns. Very good catch and a very important wicket at this vital time. There it is again, on the sweep, turns a little bit. Cairns running around the boundary. Great running catch. Well done, Chris Cairns. Australia 3 for 104.
More runs here for David Boone, likely to be 4. It is 4. And it's just the odd ball that Dipak Patel and the New Zealand bowlers just tends to get just a little bit wide and gives the Australian batsmen room to free their arms and play the shot. That's well played by Boone. That's 4 more.
And there's another wicket there. Tom Moody is out, caught and bowled by Rod Latham. So Australia now lose their 4th wicket. All of a sudden there's a little bit of tension around the place again for the Australians. So from being a little more relaxed as the day went on, all of a sudden the dressing room will be a little bit nervous. So the new batsman will be Steve Waugh, who will join David Boone, and Australia now under pressure at 4 for 120.
The required run rate now 7.29. Larson is the bowler. And LBW, Mark Waugh. And even though he was pushing forward, he didn't seem to me to be going very far forward. We can check that on the replay, but there's 5 wickets down now, and New Zealand are doing it well.
Yes, he does tend to hit across the line just a fraction. Mark Waugh, Larson bowling stump to stump. He's pretty close, so he doesn't go very wide. Let's have a look at that one. Well, he was a fraction forward. By judging, it would have hit the stumps. Disappointing end for Mark Waugh and the 2 young Lions, Moody and Waugh, missing out in this World Cup start here at Auckland, and all of a sudden the crowd going mad. It's 5 for 125. Goes for it, finds a gap. It's well placed, that's what's needed. Good intelligent hitting by Stephen Waugh. Stephen Waugh and Boone just holding up the 4 wickets, and that's important to have wickets in hand for the final 4 or 5 overs. Full toss, bad ball. That's 4 more. So Boone doing the job. Watson just losing his rhythm and his length. Boone pushes it away for 4 more.
Runs from 31 deliveries. It's in the air, it's in the gap also, straight into the side screen. And that is 6, and that's a very good finish to the over. 11 runs coming from it. 5 for 196 Australia. It's in the air, he's dived and he's taken the catch. Well, that was in the air for a long time. It was coming back slowly, but Gavin Larson had to throw himself to his right and forward, and Steve Waugh is on the way, and it's a crucial wicket for the New Zealanders, and Australia again are under pressure. So you can't afford to lose wickets at this stage. It slows the momentum. A very good piece of cricket.
That ball a bit short. Steve Waugh coming down the wicket, bounced a bit, bottom hand, and Gavin Larson, my word, he did well to take that catch. A very important wicket for New Zealand, tragedy for Australia, because Waugh has played very well indeed.
The game very much alive, 6 for 199.
So there's still a lot of cricket to be played, still over 10 runs and over required for Australia. New Zealand, of course, needing to restrict them to under that, will pick up the remaining few wickets.
There's the 200 up for Australia. Ian Healy's a good worker of the ball. There's another chance for a run out. It's a direct hit, and there it is. Another wicket for Australia, for New Zealand.
That's Boone. That is a big wicket. David Boone, who's just scored 100. Has been dismissed. A direct hit. Not sure who threw it. Probably Chris Harris, I would think. And now that really puts a lot of pressure on Australia. That's the wicket. Should in fact decide the outcome of this particular match. Well played by Healy. I think that's Chris Harris coming round there. It is indeed. He's a marvellous fielder. Direct hit. Boone well out of his ground.
Across the line, they've got to run for everything, and that's another run out, and Australia are on the ropes. In the air, and that's gone. And so may well be Australia as Ken Rutherford takes the catch. The New Zealanders are delighted.
Peter Taylor looking to chip that over mid-wicket. He timed it well enough, and he picked out the fieldsman, headed straight to him. And this crowd here, around about 25 to 30,000, going berserk at Eden Park, and rightly so. They were the underdogs. They made 248 for 6, and now they're defending that total brilliantly in the first round of the World Cup. An upset defeat almost certainly here for Australia. It's 9 for 206.
48 overs gone, 211 for 9 Australia. Reid has hit it in the air. That's the end of the game. That's it. New Zealand has won. A surprise victory here, and 30,000 New Zealand supporters, well, a fair percentage of them are going to make a dash to congratulate their team as they head off the ground.
So victory for New Zealand in the opening match of the Cricket World Cup. And despite David Boone's 100, the Aussies always looked to be behind the rate. Dipak Patel was a surprise choice as Chris Cairns' opening bowling partner, and he put the brakes on early on. And Gavin Larson took 3 for 30, as it was a great all-round New Zealand bowling and fielding performance. A tremendous start for the 1992 World Cup for New Zealand. They beat arch-rivals Australia by 37 runs. The next venue is Hamilton for the only time in this year's World Cup for the second game against Sri Lanka. A glorious, picturesque city whose economy is based on agriculture, dairy farming and horse stud farms. New Zealand make one change from the side which defeated Australia. 26-year-old Danny Morrison comes back into the side and he replaces Chris Cairns. Sri Lanka started with a fabulous victory against Zimbabwe. They scored 313 to beat them in New Plymouth. New Zealand win the toss and put Sri Lanka into bat, and we join their innings with a score 18 for no wicket in the 6th over.
Oh, over the top again, he might be out. He's caught by John Wright. So Samarasika's gone.
Oh, he's nicked it. Loud appeal. And hang on, Mr. Reporter says wait. And he says out. Just checking that the ball carried. And umpire Shepherd at square leg says yes.
This will be tight. He's out. Marvellous play by Chris Harris again. And Aravinda de Silva short of his ground. He's run out. 120 for 3.
Oh, he swung this away. High, wide and handsome. He's gone. Taken out there by Ken Rutherford. Ranatunga trying to up the rate. Swung it high, wide and handsome, but not far enough. And he's taken on the mid-wicket boundary. And he's gone. Cotton bowled. Well, Chris Harris picks that up as Mahanama goes to drive. He can't keep it down, and Chris Harris takes a very good cotton bowl.
There's another nudge for a single. Looking for a second, and hesitation. Should be run out. And is. Well and truly. Just that moment's hesitation. Went after it and got caught. New Zealand skipper takes the catch. Tilakaratne goes for 8. And in the 48th over, Sri Lanka lose their 7th wicket at 195. Worked away by Kalpuje. There's going to be a run out here. Ramanayake is stranded. Rod Latham fielded cleanly. Ramanayake running blind, really. He didn't look to see where the ball had gone. Kalpuje tried to send him back. It was too late. And Ramanayake is run out. So the last over starting now. Watson in the air. A chance for a catch. Gavin Larson holds it. Kalpuje goes. And that's 9 wickets down now for Sri Lanka in the 50th over. 202 for 9.
Sri Lanka should have done better, having been 172 for 3 with 8 overs remaining. But a good all-round bowling performance and especially tight fielding must have delighted captain Martin Crowe. Well, New Zealand have moved on to 30 for no wicket in the 7th over as we pick up their reply.
Good shot. Beautifully timed. That's 4.
Oh, lovely shot. That'll be 4. No question about that.
Big hit by Rutherford. And 6. Just made it over the boundary. That's nicely driven by Jones. That's through.
He's got hold of this one, and he said it
exactly
well.
where he should hit the
And
traffic
that's 4. Good shot. Short, wide, and umpire Mr. Reporter leaves the scorers in no doubt 4 runs.
Well, that's through the gap, and that's going to go all the way because there's no one sweeping now. And Rutherford, once he got it through, had enough pace on the ball to take it all the way. So it brings Mr. Reporter into action again.
One Rutherford, the man of the match, takes off. As a scramble goes on out in the middle. But well batted Ken Rutherford, and New Zealand win their 2nd match at the Benson and Hedges World Cup.
Openers Wright and Latham laid the foundation for this 6-wicket victory with their opening partnership of 77 in 18 overs. Ken Rutherford added an unbeaten 65 to the 50 he made against Australia. 2 wins from 2 matches, a great start to the World Cup for New Zealand. Next, back to Auckland, where they beat Australia in the opening match for their 3rd game against South Africa. The South Africans have made a winning return to world cricket with a 9-wicket defeat of Australia. Mark Greatbatch returns to open the innings with Rod Latham, and Chris Harris comes in for Danny Morrison. South Africa are at full strength and on a high after their great victory against Australia. We join the South African innings in the 6th over. Dipak Patel is bowling to Andrew Hudson. It's 8 for no wicket.
Dipak Patel is going to carry on. Oh, he's bowled in. That's a dreadful shot. Frustration creeping into Hudson's game there. I think he was trying to get it away into the mid-wicket area, lifted his head a little bit. The ball turned slowly back, hit the stumps, and Hudson on his way back to the pavilion. The New Zealanders have got off to a good start.
This kid, Dipak Patel, been frustrating Hudson, just turns a fraction on him. Hudson looking to attack that mid-wicket boundary, and disaster for South Africa. 1 wicket for 8.
It's Peter Kirsten, the number 3 for South Africa. He's had a lot of experience in England in county cricket. Oh, he's gone. Vessels is caught behind, playing it a wide delivery. He's been very, very subdued so far, getting a little frustrated. It was short. He normally plays that cut shot very well. I think it probably bounced a little more than he expected. Hit the top edge of the bat, went flying away to the keeper. Good catch, this one. That's the end of Kepler Vessels. Big blow for South Africa.
Yes, Willie Watson there showing his delight. The ball just leaving Kepler slightly. He wasn't quite in line. 2 for 10.
Vessels back in the pavilion, and the new batsman is Hansi Cronje. It's Chris Harris there clapping his hands. Why wouldn't he be? Off to a great start. Big appeal there for LBW. Not out straight away. The umpire down that end is from Pakistan, umpire Kisa Hayat. Just going down the leg side, not a bad decision.
Willie Watson coming over the wicket now for the right-hander. Peter Kirsten was at the charge and he beats him neck and crop. Good bowling. The big crowd roars here at Eden Park.
I think the crowd's going to be roaring whatever happens. Another good delivery from Willie Watson. Just moving away from Peter Kirsten there. Drawing him down the wicket, beating the outside edge, and a lot of pressure on these South African batsmen.
Chris Harris has a job to do here.
Chris Harris won't actually be bowling that much quicker than Dipak Patel. And with his normal delivery being in swing, it's not going to be helped by the breeze coming down the ground here.
Big shout, he's gone, is he? Sure, yes. That's the 3rd wicket down. New Zealand on top here at Eden Park. A little gentle push outside the line, so Harris strikes with his first delivery and the crowd's gone mad.
Well, things certainly going for New Zealand here. Hansi Cronje will be a very unhappy man there. A very ineffective dab. He's just trying to run the ball down to 3rd man there. A ball at full length outside the off stump. Ian Smith, a very simple catch. Pillar Reporter, no problems giving it out. And South Africa 3 for 29.
Keeper David Richardson takes guard.
Out. Caught it mid-on. He tried to hit that through the offside field. It hit the inside edge, or certainly the inside part of the bat, and looped up towards mid-on. And so that's the end of Richardson. Out. Caught trying to get on with the over 8 there. You can see him pulling it away to the mid-on side, and Larson taking the catch.
Well, Dave Richardson has been giving Peter Kirsten good support there. 28 he made. Very, well, somewhat agricultural shot there. A lot of bottom hand coming into it. And South Africa now 4 for 108.
Adrian Caper is the new batsman. He's a big hitter. And he's going to need to do some big hitting here. Well, that's a short delivery. I think it's a no ball. Surely, yes, no ball called, and the Indian umpire's running in, pointing, and there's going to be a run out. There's going to be yes, he's out now, run out. Now the Indian umpire's out of position. Now he's giving him out. My goodness, it's all happening out there. I don't think the batsman heard the no ball call. The only way he can get out of a no ball is run out, and that's what's happened. And in fact, the Indian umpire very nearly got himself into a terrible situation there. He was running across towards his colleague for some reason, signalling no ball, and then all of a sudden he was involved with a decision which was a run-out decision. So up goes the hand. That's not out. In comes the ball, and the bowler there putting his head down, and have a look at all of this carry on. Well, eventually he's out, run out, and so the end result was, well, on the one hand, he wasn't out because of the no ball. He ended up being run out. That really was a comedy of errors. 5 for 110. The new batsman for South Africa, Jonty Rhodes, after that disastrous run out of a no ball. In the air and out, good catch, well taken. Jonty Rhodes out, caught at mid-wicket. Martin Crowe diving away to his right, beautifully taken. So Rhodes, who had to really try and get on with it, is on his way back to the pavilion.
Jonty Rhodes again hits the ball in the air, picks it up off his toes. Brilliant diving catch by Martin Crowe at mid-wicket. He's been very, very sharp there over the years. Lets very little go by. Safe pair of hands, gets both hands onto it. Jonty Rhodes out for 6. South Africa now 6 for 121 and struggling.
This is Brian McMillan, the South African all-rounder.
I think one of the interesting features of the World Cup to date, Ian, is that there's been 18 run-outs in the tournament to date, and New Zealand have featured in 6 of those run-outs, so that's a very high percentage. And I think that just typifies the way the New Zealand team has fielded in the last 3 matches. It's been quite outstanding.
Long on. And Chris Cairns, well taken. He knew the boundary line was just behind him. I think Kirsten felt that he might have an opportunity of clearing it. He knew the fieldsman was there, and he took up the challenge. Tremendous innings. Pity it wasn't rewarded with a century.
Well, that's a magnificent innings by Peter Kirsten. As I say, the only one really to adapt to the pitch conditions out there. Coming down the wicket, give himself a little bit of room. Chris Cairns away down there in the deep mid-on boundary, takes a well-judged catch. And that's a big wicket for New Zealand because Kirsten has scored his runs pretty quickly on these conditions.
Martin Crowe's decision to open the attack with spinner Dipak Patel really paid off, as South Africa always found runs hard to come by. Having won the toss and batted, they were soon 10 for 2, but Peter Kirsten showed his experience with a gritty innings of 90. 190 for 7 is the score New Zealand will be happy to chase. A new opening partnership for New Zealand in Mark Greatbatch and Rod Latham. They've moved on to 7 for no wicket in the second over as we pick up the action with Brian McMillan bowling to Rod Latham.
Over the top, good shot. You can do this at the beginning of a one-day match. You really do take the pressure off. That's a lovely shot. All the fieldsmen inside the circle, and away she goes for 4. New Zealand are off to a good start. No wicket for 11. That's the view looking down on the ground here in Auckland. Into the gap again. The New Zealanders have decided to go for it from the word go, and that's into the fence for 4-2. There's nothing much Wessels can do about this. He's got a third man and a fine leg back, and these Kiwis have decided to try and hit the ball over the top straight.
Super stuff. That's a positive frame of mind. First Latham, now Greatbatch going to the onside against the faster Alan Donald. Hit that cleanly, just wide of the man at mid-on inside the circle.
Oh, that's gone high in the air, way down the ground. A magnificent magnificent hit. It's gone for 6. What a beauty. That has gone straight over the side screen. What a magnificent straight hit that was. Greatbatch giving it everything he's got. South Africa are in trouble here. New Zealand, no wicket for 30. Fantastic, and what a good shot that was. Magnificent straight hit. You won't get many better than that. In the air, into the gap. That's 4-2. The New Zealanders here are going berserk. It's been a long time since they've seen their side perform like this. They were absolutely thumped by England. And all of a sudden they beat Australia, and here they are now, giving the South Africans a real hammering.
Greatbatch going over the top again. It's going to run down very quickly for 4 runs through mid-wicket there. Plenty of space over the top of this field, and Greatbatch not shy to use it. And Snell now round the wicket, but it makes no difference whatsoever. Greatbatch this time again using the bottom hand. Richard Snell on target this time, but Mark Greatbatch equal to it. Drags the ball over wide mid-wicket, wide mid-on, and down to the boundary. 3 successive boundaries for Mark Greatbatch.
Well, he's really pumped up. And if the ball's there to be hit, he's going to do it, because really none of the South Africans were able to do it, except Peter Kirsten to a lesser degree. But Greatbatch, very severe. This poses all sorts of problems for Wessels.
That's a fabulous shot from Mark Greatbatch, one of the best he's played today. Some of those shots he's played have been a little less cultured than that, but that's perfect left-handed batting. Over pitch from Bosch, and brilliantly struck along the ground, all the way along the ground, 3 extra cover for 4.
Well, he's hitting his way back into form, but that's timing, isn't it? Reminded me of you, David.
Thank you very much. That's going to be 4 more again, wide of the off stump. Not good bowling by Cronje. Lack of experience telling there. 4 more runs, and it's New Zealand now, none for 85. Start of this over, New Zealand only need to score at 2.94, having started at 3.82. More runs. And that's going to run away down to very fine leg there. Not going to be caught. It just seems that the New Zealand batsman, Mark Greatbatch, Rod Latham, just have to stand there to get runs today. The South Africans, in stark contrast to their performance at the SCG against Australia, learning very quickly that this game can change round in a big, big hurry. Greatbatch's runs all round the wicket. And there's some more. No one's going to stop that one. Tertius Bosch is the man at long off. This ball struck very, very fiercely indeed. High, over extra cover. It's clear the man at short extra cover. Deep extra cover's not moved. All Tertius Bosch can do is throw it back again. And Adrian Caper, slow medium pacer, faring no better than any of his colleagues here this afternoon.
Well, there's nothing South Africa can do when somebody like Greatbatch is in this mood. I mean, it's just going to the boundaries. Incredible batsmanship. But South Africa completely outplayed in this match. And there's 6 more.
This is high again. It's hit a long, long way over mid-wicket. This is bouncing on top of the stand, it must be. There's no danger the fielder catching it. It's a shortish boundary there, but that would have cleared a lot bigger boundaries. That's New Zealand, none for 103.
And Kepler Wessels trying everything with his bowling attack. He's now resorted to off-spin in the form of Peter Kirsten, the top scorer. And he's done the job. Peter Kirsten has got through Greatbatch. Greatbatch was definitely in the mood to keep going. He's annoyed with himself, but he really has set things up for the New Zealand side. Peter Kirsten having a good day.
Yes, this is a breakthrough that South Africa certainly need in pretty desperate straits. And what a fine innings by Mark Greatbatch. Kirsten just throwing it up, middle and leg, turning slightly. Mark Greatbatch looking to hit it over mid-on, slightly against the spin, bowled. New Zealand 1 for 114.
Andrew Jones, the new man.
It's a nice shot. They go all the way. So Andrew Jones getting into the act with a perfectly placed cover drive.
Peter Kirsten over pitching here. A nice juicy full toss. Andrew Jones saying thank you very much indeed. And it doesn't take long to get down to the extra cover boundary.
Greatbatch should be the man of the moment. This man's batted very well. Good controlled innings. He matched his partner in an opening stand of scoring a runner ball faced. It's another fine shot. That'll be 4 more. Beautifully played. He's having a glorious afternoon, timing the ball well, placing it to perfection.
Richard Snell losing his line again. Firing it in towards the legs of Rod Latham, who's timed this beautifully. Although the South Africans had a lot of trouble early in the day timing the ball, the New Zealanders have used the pace of the South African bowlers. And this is 4 more easy runs for Rod Latham.
It's gone, yes, straight to Kepler Vessels at slip. That's the end of a fine innings from Rod Latham, and Richard Snell breaks through for the 2nd wicket.
Well taken by Kepler Vessels at slip. They're very safe hands. Standing slightly wide in a 2nd slip position there. A wicket for Richard Snell there in the middle of the South African bunch. Rod Latham's played very well. Between the 2 opening batsmen, Latham and Greatbatch, New Zealand have really taken this game away from the South Africans. Slightly wide, full drive, goes quickly to Vessels there. And he'll be thinking, why couldn't we have done that about 27 overs ago? New Zealand 2 for 155.
Ian Smith coming in at number 4, the 45-year-old wicketkeeper batsman.
That wicket, small consolation for Richard Snell, who's not had his best day with the ball until then.
Good start by Smith, full toss, and he punches it away for 4. Wow, listen to the roar of the big crowd at Eden Park. Snell not getting it right. Smith coming in, finding the gap.
Well, Ian Smith promoted to number 4 in the order. And a nice friendly welcome there from Richard Snell. Full toss, a little bit of bottom hand. Ian Smith finds the gap. 4 more. Nice little birthday present. Ian Smith's birthday apparently a day or 2 ago. Showing that just because you turn 35, there's no reason you can't carry on playing.
Oh, he's gone down the ground again. Oh, wow. How about that? That's 4 more. Good afternoon, Mr. Snell.
Well, it looks as though Ian Smith has been promoted because he has an appointment somewhere else in the next half hour or so. And 2 balls, 2 fours, this time a length ball from Richard Snell. Disdainfully taken over the top by Ian Smith. 2 balls, 8 runs.
That's 4 more. That's 12 off 3. Ian Smith comes in and strikes 3 boundaries off the meat of the bat. It's 2 for 167. Shot. That's 4 more. Oh, this is a batting exhibition worth seeing anywhere in the world. New Zealanders in sparkling touch.
Well, even if this game isn't going to last a full 100 overs, this New Zealand crowd here at Auckland being given full entertainment by their own batsmen. Andrew Jones joining in on the act. Immaculately played cover drive, full-length delivery from Peter Kirsten.
Ian Smith. It's gone again. That's 4 more. 4 fours and a single for Ian Smith. He's in good form.
Well, if he was given a message before he came out to bat, Martin Crowe's told him, look, net run rate could be important later in the competition. You just go out there, throw the bat. And this is the result. Another great shot. Hit it very high, very cleanly. One bounce into the fence, over mid-off. And this to South Africa's main strike bowler, Alan Donald.
Smith's gone again. It's a good clean hit. Mid-off coming in. Should be gone. Yes, he's out. 19 runs off. About 10 balls for Ian Smith. Great entertainment. That's the third wicket down. But New Zealand coasting to a big win here at Eden Park.
Well, Ian Smith can go and make his appointment wherever it is now in 20 minutes' time. He's entertained the crowd again. He's thrown the bat at virtually every ball. This time he's given himself room. He's aimed over mid-off. There's a man out there. Comes in comfortably. It's Peter Curzon, who not looking very happy to have taken the catch. He knows this game is long lost. New Zealand now 303 for 179.
Martin Crowe joins Andrew Jones, and he'll be a very happy man. That's a nice deflection as well. That go maybe not all the way, but certainly very close to it. Trying hard, and it goes all the way. The boundaries flowing here at Eden Park for the New Zealand batsmen who have placed the ball superbly. That's through the covers. It may go all the way. The crowd roaring. No, they'll be cut off just inside the fence. They'll come back for 3. So scores are level with 7 wickets in hand. There it is. New Zealand win by 7 wickets. A magnificent performance at Eden Park in front of a big crowd. After 50 overs, South Africa 190 in reply. New Zealand 3 for 191.
The opening stand of 114 from Greatbatch and Latham was the platform for New Zealand's 3rd win in a row. It was a comfortable triumph with 15 overs to spare. South Africa were quickly brought back to earth, having been easy winners against Australia in their opening match. So 3 wins in a row for New Zealand. They win by 7 wickets. On to Napier for the 4th match for New Zealand in this year's World Cup, and heavy rain reduced their game against Zimbabwe to a 20-over slog. Danny Morrison returns the side in place of Willie Watson, and Mark Greatbatch and Rod Latham retain the opener's position, no place for John Wright. Zimbabwe have lost to Sri Lanka and the West Indies in their opening 2 World Cup matches, but they win the toss here and put New Zealand into bat.
28, and it's been whirlwind stuff. Andrew Jones going for the big shot. It's high and just short of the boundary. 1 bounce, 4 runs. Lovely shot by Andrew Jones. Picked it up and swung it away over mid-wicket. End of the over, 141 for 2. And he's clipped this away. This is a lovely shot. Timed it beautifully. That just raced away. 1 bounce.
New Zealand's total of 162 for 3 came off 20.5 overs and was spread over 3 periods of play. Martin Crowe and Andrew Jones produced some remarkable batting. The rain rules forced Zimbabwe to score 154 in 18 overs.
Beautiful delivery from Danny Morrison. There's a big blow. Andy Waller is a trump card for Zimbabwe. He's bowled for 11. It's 22 for 1.
Down the wicket, and he's bowled him. Ball coming back a little and hitting the stumps. The captain of the Zimbabwe side trying to get on with the job.
Butchard going high. Could be caught. He is caught. Chris Cairns has got it. A big blow for New Zealand and for Gavin Larson. Cairns makes the catch. Butchard's out. Caught Cairns, bowled Larson for 3. And Zimbabwe now 63 for 3. Has his 3rd success. Zimbabwe 63 for 4, with Larson bowling Flower for 30. Well, he didn't need a new bat, did he? Because he's gone. 75 for 5. Hildebranders has been bowled by Harris for 6. And we're in the 13th over, 75 for 5. It's drizzling, it's dark, it's cold. It's up in the air, though.
Should be
Crow's going for it. Oh, yes. Magnificent catch by Martin Crowe. A sensational catch, but it means they've still got to bowl one more ball.
And the rain is still there, just. No, New Zealand got it in the bag, Peter.
Chris Harris takes another wicket. That's the end of Ali Shah, bowled for 7. And Zimbabwe 97 for 7.
Zimbabwe entered into the spirit of the World Cup, but went away empty-handed from Napier. Their chances of reaching their reduced target were always slim, and in appalling conditions, they were eventually well beaten. Gavin Larson, 3 for 16, and Chris Harris, 3 for 15, the pick of the New Zealand bowlers. A 4th win on the trot then for New Zealand, who only require one more victory for a place in the semi-finals. Back to Auckland and the West Indies, the opposition. Having beaten Australia and South Africa on successive weekends in Eden Park, the home supporters were looking for another victory. Willie Watson returns to New Zealand attack in place of Chris Cairns. The batting lineup remains unchanged. Desmond Haynes is past fit to open with Brian Lara, despite a splint on the forefinger of his right hand. West Indies unchanged from the side, which lost to South Africa. We pick up the action in the 12th over. It's Gavin Larson bowling to Brian Lara, 22 for no wicket.
It's in the air and just over his head. Agonizingly close. Tremendous effort by
Danny Morrison. If he'd just been another 6 inches taller, Tony, I think he might have had that one. We see here that he didn't really get onto this, did he? And Danny had to run back quite a way, but it was a great effort. In fact, often those ones stick, don't they, if you can just get near them.
He's got that one. That's the middle of the bat. So Larson being too short here. And Brian Lara quickly fastening on to the second one. Lovely shot. Beautiful straight drive by Brian Lara, who's now started to accelerate, and this is what the West Indies really were looking for. A rather desperate situation with the first 11 overs just producing 22.
Last we're seeing here, I said he had to keep the ball up, but he was just the overtoss there, and Larson, I don't think, would have gone for as many runs in his first over as this in any of the competitions that he's played in.
And he's banged that away as well. This could go all the way. The outfield is a bit slow after last night's rains, but it just has enough carry to reach the boundary. And that's just the type of over the West Indies wanted. 36 without loss after 12. It's in the air, and it's gone all the way. He's got hold of it for a 6. Just dropping it in a little too short, and Desi Haynes has dispatched it over that short square boundary.
And Chris Harris is now going to come on as the 5th New Zealand bowler today.
Oh, it's a chance for Clinton bowled, and Harris has got it once again. In his first over, Chris Harris has taken a wicket with a magnificent caught and bowled from Haynes. Haynes caught and bowled Harris, 22, and the West Indies have lost their first wicket at 65 in the 20th over.
Well, New Zealand have waited a long time for this wicket. Harris just moving that ball into Haynes. A little bit of bottom hand there and a very good diving catch. And New Zealand fielders or bowlers have been very good at taking caught and bowls in this competition. And Desmond Haynes will be disappointed to get out, but 65 for 1, New Zealand will be happy.
Richardson coming out in the 20th over, as you see.
Richie Richardson, for a change, not wearing his trademark hat, the broad-brimmed maroon version, which has become very familiar on his head now, but he's not using it today. simple catch to point, and for the third time in this inning, in this competition, Brian Lara has been caught at point. He was caught there against South Africa, against Zimbabwe, and now for the third successive time he's been caught at point after making 52.
You're seeing here, this ball actually bounced a bit on him, didn't it? He didn't really have the room, and as you said, once again, caught in that region, but well batted. He's batted well for the West Indies this morning.
Well, that's a crucial wicket. The West Indies have lost the man who gave them a momentum. Port Rutherford bowled Larson 52. They're now 95 for 2 in the 29th over. New batsman is Carl Hooper. That's a huge hit, but it's a catch as well. Back there waiting for it to drop, and taken a deep run on. He had to wait an eternity out there, Mark Greatbatch. And Carl Hooper goes, caught by Greatbatch on the fence. That ball had icicles on it before it came down. And the West Indies have lost their third wicket. Carl Hooper going cheaply once more.
As we're going to see here, he decided to get after Patel, got to him, got a lot of height on that. But this was a very well-judged catch. Look how long Greatbatch had to wait for it to come, and he made sure he took it. But another blow to the West Indies. But a great wicket for New Zealand.
New batsman is Keith Arthurton, the left-hander. So he comes out to join his captain. And the West Indies are just about losing their way here now.
So it's Richie Richardson and Keith Arthurton together. 12 overs to go as Willie Watson starts over number 39. The ball's high in the air. Smith's underneath it. Wait for this. It's out. First ball after drinks. The West Indies captain is gone. Well, it was time for a summit conference while that ball was in the air, Bob.
Once again, when these guys hit it, you'll see here, it wasn't short enough to pull, and all he succeeded in doing was getting it up in the air, and look how long Smithy had to wait. But I'm so pleased to see the keeper there with the gloves on, because they're the ones to catch those sticklers. But what a blow from New Zealand. That's just what they needed.
So Gus Logie is the new batsman for the West Indies.
We're in the 40th over, so there are 10 more after this. They've got 6 wickets in hand. They've got to be careful not to lose a couple early on now, otherwise they're going to be rather bare. The cover's going to be bare when it comes to the final chase in the slog overs.
Well, bowled him. It bowled him. Well, that was a Yorker. It got under. Logie is out. Bowled by Harris there for 3. The score now 142 for 5. That seemed to deceive him. It may have been a little bit slower. Crept under the bat. Well bowled, Harris.
Yeah, very casual here, and I was almost going to suggest that Crowe bring in another fielder to keep Logie on strike as the incoming batsman. Let's watch and just see. Well, no, it's nipped back through the gate. He just pushed through it, left a nice little hole there between bat and pad. Harris got the ball to move in, but Logie won't be happy with that. 142 for 5.
There's Malcolm Marshall, averaging just 15.
He's bowled him. Marshall trying to hoist it over mid-wicket, missed the shot. Larson gets his second wicket. The West Indies lose their 6th at 156 in over number 46.
Yes, we're going to see here that Marshall looking to hit this ball over mid-on. It was really a straight ball. If it deviated at all, Henry, Tony, I think it just drifted in, but rather a loose shot. And the score at the moment is the West Indies are 156 for 6 in the 45th over.
David Williams is the new batsman, the wicket-keeper.
Morrison bowled the ball and then pulled up a bit lame, and you can see that he's limping there. A bit of concern amongst the New Zealand camp for Danny Morrison, but also a bit of pleasure that he has bowled Arthurton with just 1 ball remaining
And Atherton leaving, bowled by Morrison for 40. It's 201 for 7.
Well bowled by Morrison, and well deserved too, because he started so well with the new ball and wasn't rewarded. He's come back late in the innings and dismissed Atherton, who's batted pretty well for his 40 runs. 54 deliveries, 3 boundaries in that.
Once again, the ploy to open with off-spinner Dipak Patel worked, as he conceded just 7 runs in his opening 5 overs. Martin Crowe marshalled his troops in the field magnificently and restricted West Indies to a modest 203 for 7. We pick up New Zealand's reply in the 3rd over. They've moved on to 3 for no wicket, and it's Curtly Ambrose bowling to Mark Greatbatch.
It's in the air and just over the head of Atherton. And there's the first runs off the bat. The first to go out, Greatbatch, and he picks up a boundary.
Oh, that's very well picked up by Greatbatch. He was on his pads. He hit it away handsomely, just behind square for 4. Well, he's lived well there, certainly. Oh, my goodness me, he's hit that to 6. That was an extraordinary blow. He came to a pace down the wicket to Marshall. Hit it way over extra cover for 6. Unbelievable. I wonder if Marshall's ever been hit over extra cover for 6 in his life before.
Well, Malcolm Marshall, you're right. He just stood there and couldn't believe watching that ball whistle over wide mid-off for 6. And that has gone well over. Look at that. Well, that's what Mark Greatbatch is there for. Perhaps take a few risks, but my word, he hit that beautifully.
Oh, it's in the air. Is it over the top? It is. It's 6 runs. It's climbed as high as the Eiffel Tower. And there's 6 being signalled by Peter McConnell. And Greatbatch is living merrily. He's gone to 29. And what an splendid stroke. It may have been a bit edgy, but I tell you what, it was taller than tall.
Yes, well, it certainly went very high. Short again. And Greatbatch getting under it, helping it on its way. And that's back about 15 rows into the terraces.
Martin Crowe in the headband there. You can just make him out. He'll be pleased. Oh, steered down to 3rd man. It's a chase for Marshall. Or is it 4? I think it's gone through for 4. It has, and that is the 50. 50 coming up in the 10th over. A wonderful start for New Zealand. Greatbatch has got 30. Latham, don't forget the part he's played too. He's made 12. And it really is all the fun of a super fair.
It's in the air, down towards 3rd man. Cummins, the fielder, 6 more. This is unbelievable stuff. And Curtly Ambrose can't believe it, nor can Warren Lees. This is quite astonishing. 3rd 6 for Greatbatch.
Well, it's a miscue, but fortune favours the brave. He's given himself some room and he's swung very hard indeed, and it's gone cleared 3rd man for another 6, and Curtly Ambrose just can't believe it, seeing perhaps the funnier side on this occasion.
Magnificent hit back past Cummins. That went like a rocket. Greatbatch just on fire.
And Cummins here was under threat, really, of getting his head knocked off, with the batsman progressing down the wicket towards him and blasting it past him. Even the umpire was in great danger with that one. He hit it as clean as a whistle. Stump vision. Yes.
Unfortunately, a minor disturbance stopped play as the crowd threw objects onto the field where Winston Benjamin was fielding, and the police needed to restore normality. We rejoin play with just one ball gone since the interruption.
He's got him, the first wicket is gone. So that break, which was caused by the crowd, I would suggest has had an effect on the game. Immediately after it, the West Indies have come together. They've had a mid-pitch conference while the police were reinforcing themselves over on the far side, and immediately after that, a dismissal.
Yes, it was just short outside the off stump, perhaps didn't do a lot, and just hanging out the washing there. Latham, so New Zealand's first wicket down at 67 in the 12th over.
So New Zealand having lost their first wicket, and Andrew Jones now comes to the crease to replace Rod Latham. A magnificent on drive. Greatbatch really in top form here. End of the over at 73 for 1.
And there goes Greatbatch away, swinging the first ball of Cummins' next over. It was short, a little bit of width outside the off stump, but wham, it went away over cover for 4 runs. So Greatbatch has not lost the touch, he's merely biding his time. That was a handsome blow. Takes him to 60, it's 92 for 1.
Unfortunately, Greatbatch lost another partner in Andrew Jones. We rejoin play with New Zealand 100 for 2.
And there's Greatbatch going. There's a catch this time to deep cover. He's gone. He's slugged once too often. That's the wicket the West Indies won. Desmond Haynes has taken the catch. Mark Greatbatch goes. The West Indies have had, finally, something to cheer about. But what an innings from Greatbatch.
Rather subdued for a while, Paddy Batch, charging this time, going towards the ball bouncing and going off the face and carrying all the way down to the offside sweeper, Desmond Haynes, who makes no mistake. So New Zealand now losing their 3rd wicket in the 24th over for 100. Ken Rutherford, the new batsman for New Zealand.
Short and pulled away. Benjamin just dropping it in short and Crowe very quickly to get onto it.
Best bowling figures for Carl Hooper this season in Karachi. And Crowe playing a big shot. It's in the air though. He's going to just clear Haynes. Oh. Now it's Atherton out there. That's a better shot. That's going to be another 4. It's going to beat Ambrose down there. And that ends a very productive over for New Zealand, with 9 runs coming from the 8th over bowled by Benjamin. It's 128 for 3, 32 overs completed.
.141 for 4. Crowe on the sweep. He's used that shot more often recently. That's 4 more. Comparison means healthy reading for New Zealand. Full toss. Straight down the long arm. This will be 4.
As Marshall's in again to Crowe.
Oh, and he's played that away brilliantly, pulling it away off his pads, and that goes for 4. That was a marvellous stroke by Crowe. Going for 4, yes it is, in front of square. It's not often that people hook Ambrose. Difficult player to play that stroke against. It's Crowe's 50. There it is. He's 52. He's played wonderfully well. 166 for 4.
Captain Crowe went on to score an undefeated 81 and take his tally of World Cup runs to 263, and he's only been dismissed once. He played particularly well and was supported with an explosive 63 from opener Mark Greatbatch. So New Zealand win with 9 balls to spare and can now look forward to the semi-finals. Next to Dunedin and India are the opposition. India desperate for a victory to keep their faint hopes of qualifying for the semi-finals alive. Chris Cairns comes in for Danny Morrison. Chris Harris leads the World Cup table with 13 wickets so far. India have struggled with only Tendulkar and Azharuddin making runs on a consistent basis. The Indians won the toss and decided to bat, and we pick up the action with the very first ball.
Chris Cairns to bowl the first ball of this very important match for India. And it's a full toss, a big appeal. Well, Cairns demanding it, Sir Richard Hadley. What a dramatic start that might have been.
Well, we've seen dramatic starts in 1 and 2 other matches before, but here we have Chris Cairns getting into his work. Full toss. Well, it may have misled, then again it just may have hit it. But there's a bit of turn there. And Patel, as I say, has been very, very successful in this competition. He's conceded at the most in his 10 overs 36 runs. I mean, that's an outstanding performance. And of course, last week, 1 for 19 against the West Indies. Very, very impressive.
Here's Shrikant going over the top, and Rod Latham's waiting for it, and makes the catch, Rod Latham. Shrikant out in the second over, and New Zealand's made a dramatic breakthrough. India are 4 for 1, and we're still in the second over.
Well, I guess Shrikant's been forced into this move, and he's been one of the only batsmen in the whole competition to really have a go at Patel. He did I think the effort was probably right, but he just hit it probably too well and too straight, and Latham takes a pretty good catch, a simple one in fact.
Well, he certainly didn't have to run for it. It was hit directly to him, and so the move of using Dipak Patel at the start's paid off again. Shrikant going, India are 4 for 1. And the new batsman is the Indian captain, Mohammad Azharuddin.
A double blow, though, for India as R.J. Jadeja, the other opening batsman, pulls a hamstring and takes no further part in the match. The setting open, though, for the brilliant teenager Sachin Tendulkar to come to the crease.
Just nips that one down the leg side, and that's 4. That'll run away. Well played. Just straying a little, Chris Cairns, and Azharuddin able to catch up with it.
Yes, it looked to bounce on him here. They're just flicking it off the hip, getting it very fine indeed. That fine leg down there is much wider than that, but getting it just above hip high. No one obviously catching around the corner, so he could play freely at it.
It's a lovely shot from Azharuddin, straight through extra cover. That's the best shot of the day.
24 overs gone, and just 77 for 1. India, 3 in the offside, saving the single, and just 1 in the on, and defending that onside boundary. But Crowe can't defend much more from this position. He must remember, keep 4 plus the bowler and keep her inside the circle after the 15 overs through.
That's a big shot, a very big shot indeed from Tendulkar. 1 bounce, 4 over extra cover.
Yes, it looks as though Tendulkar has decided things aren't going well enough, and that's a magnificent stroke. He got inside it and hit it inside out over cover. See the angle of the bat there, opening up the blade. Even though the delivery was almost on off stump, he did very well indeed to get it there.
And Tendulkar looks to be in commanding form at the moment. He's been in very little trouble since he's been at the crease. Azharuddin more of an anchor role. And that's the way the partnership should work as well. Somebody occupying the crease, keeping one end tied up while the other one plays a few shots. So they work well together in this partnership. And that's 6. It's over the top. And just clearing the fence. Azharuddin reaching his 50 now. 3 4s and a 6 in that, 97 deliveries. And this is what India will be doing, quickening the pace.
Azharuddin charging and tackling the boundary fielder. There is a long on down there, and he just got it over the edge. He obviously decided that it was worth risking. Patel now on his 10th over, has 1 for 27, and Azharuddin deciding that he will try and spoil those figures a little.
Well, that's what Chris Srikanth tried to do to the third delivery of Patel's first over and didn't quite make it. Azharuddin has. Could be out. He's taken it. Mark Greatbatch. A brilliant catch again. And Azharuddin, after reaching 55, deciding to have a go at Patel in his last over. 9 runs coming from it already. And Mark Greatbatch has taken a very good low-diving catch on the wide mid-on boundary. Very wide mid-on boundary. Glenn.
Yes, well, he's charging, and it was a full toss, and you watch it juggle here from Greatbatch. Did he catch it? He got under it, and then it's as though he hugged it under there, and he came up with the ball and claimed the fact that he caught it. See how he hugged it in against his body there. The umpires looked to go together to talk about it, but Azharuddin was quite happy and was walking off the park, so that was not necessary. So India's second wicket down with a total at 149 and the 37th.
Chris Harris to continue.
Harris bowling, appeal for a catch at the wicket, and the wicket's been taken. Tendulkar's gone, Harris has got him, and India have lost their most exciting batsman. Tendulkar caught Smith, bowled Harris for 84. It's 167 for 3 in the 42nd over.
And Tendulkar, it's very wide again, actually a poor delivery. Tendulkar given the width he wanted, and just a little top edge, fine enough not to deviate too much for Smith. And Tendulkar, the hero of the Indian innings to date, is dismissed, and now India 167 for 3.
And a new batsman, Kapil Dev, has come to the crease because Tendulkar's out. Azharuddin's gone earlier.
And Kapil Dev just whips that one around the corner and hits it very well indeed and picks up 4 runs.
Well, Kapil Dev is a wonderful striker of the ball once he gets in, and tends to play that shot quite a lot, particularly at the death of the last few overs of an innings. Even in test matches he tends to work it a bit round there, but he can hit the ball beautifully straight too. I tend to think a lot of them are going to go in that area on the onside.
Yes, he picked that up superbly. And he goes again, and my word, that's through the extra cover field and away for 4 more. And Kapil Dev middling that one beautifully.
Well, we see a bowling change. Chris Harris coming on to relieve Chris Cairns, and well, I think that's a little bit surprising. Even though Cairns went for 14 in the last over, I just wonder whether he might have bowled another one. But Harris, he's the most successful wicket taker in this competition.
Oh, he's hit it straight back to Harris, and Harris has another wicket. Mandraker hits a simple catch back to Chris Harris, and Chris Harris makes no mistake, and India have lost another wicket.
Well, it's not a major problem or disaster for India, but Mandraker, I think, just stopped his shot there. The ball might have just held up a little bit and just pushed it straight back. Simple catch. That's 201 for 4.
So the new man, Banerjee, and brought into the side, and we'll see what he can do. He hasn't got much time to do it in. Chris Harris just removing Mandraker. Got that on the toe of the bat almost, Richard. Spooned it back. Simple catch.
Yes, he did. It certainly wasn't supposed to go there. We must say that a very good bowling change by Crowe.
Very cunning, Richard.
Indeed.
And that's a big hit. That's going to be caught. Is it Latham underneath it? Is it Larson? It's Larson makes the catch. That's a big blow for New Zealand. Harris has his 3rd wicket, and Kapil Dev is out. Caught Larson, bowled by Harris for 33. It's 222 for 4.
Yes, well, he could have hit it on the offside and played a similar shot. Because it was a fraction shorter, he decided to go onside and fetch it, and was not able to quite get it over Larson there, who took a very good catch. So the Indians now 222 for 5.
Yes, he judged it very well, did Gavin Larson. Now, this is the last over of the Indian innings. 2-2-3 for 5. Banerjee swings through mid-wicket and is caught. Another tumbling catch by Mark Greatbatch. And Banerjee's out, caught by Greatbatch, bowled Watson for 11. In the last over, it's 223 for 6.
Banerjee looking to pick the ball up onside here, which he's entitled to do, and didn't really get enough on it. And we saw Greatbatch taking a good catch this time, and he decides to catch it in his hands rather than under his armpit.
A reference to a previous catch, which was nearly misjudged to the extent of disaster. But the young guns certainly are firing out here.
Sachin Tendulkar, the star for India, with an outstanding 84. But Dipak Patel once again restricted the batsman and was the pick of the New Zealand bowlers. Without Tendulkar and Azharuddin, India would have been well short of 200. 231 should be within New Zealand's grasp. Greatbatch and Latham once again open the innings. We pick up their reply in the second over. They've moved on to 3 for no wicket, with Prabhakar bowling to Greatbatch.
Down the wicket goes Greatbatch and thumps it over the extra cover field and into the boundary for 4. Well, we've seen a bit of that in the last week or so, and he's continued.
Well, I suppose if you can do that shot to Malcolm Marshall, belting Prabhakar is almost like child's play.
He certainly hit it. That rocketed into the boundary out there. Super shot. And he's just guided this one wide of Moray, and a dive there, but 4 more. So that's set the Carisbrook crowd alight.
Oh, that was a very good shot. He got his bat right in behind it, and then seeing that he had control over it, he was able just to open the face and guide it right down there, hit it fine enough to beat Banerjee.
Yes, that was a super shot, wasn't it? Just opening the face. Very typical one-day shot. Good dive down there by Banerjee, but to no avail. So things underway for New Zealand. But this time, that's a lovely shot. Well, that answers the critics, doesn't it? Stands up, bangs it into the covers off the back foot. Lovely shot.
When Latham plays like that, he looks as good as anybody in the world because he's got plenty of time. He's taken a little half step forward. He saw it was short. He transferred his weight very quickly. And even though there was no flourish to it, it's a marvellous bat he's got, and he's very strong, and his timing was quite outstanding.
Oh, he short-arm jabbed this one. Square of the wicket on the onside, 6 runs. Well, he just literally flicked his wrists, and into the new stand it went. 6 runs, 27 for no wicket.
Latham gone. Prabhakar strikes first for India, and Latham's been bowled for 8. It's 36 for 1 now, leaving Greatbatch 26 not out.
Obvious frustration here from Latham. Tries to hit, he hits right across it to try and hit it over mid-wicket, and if you do that, you've got to get your pad closer to it and go through with it. He didn't achieve that, and so New Zealand's first wicket falls after 7 overs, 36 for 1.
So Jones gets his first ball, and it's outside the off stump, and the over comes to an end. 36 for 1, 8 completed.
Just above the hill, looking down on Carisbrook, Dunedin, the South Island of New Zealand.
That's a lovely shot again from Greatbatch. He's found the side boundary again, and 1 bounce into the hoardings. A little bit short. We haven't seen a big shot for a while from Greatbatch. It was due.
Yes, it wasn't a pick-up either. It was just short of a leg. And look how he cocks his leg up as he just fetches it. Instead of going square or behind square, it goes more towards mid-wicket. 1 bounce into the fence.
And he goes again. This is high in the air. It's 6 runs. Ian Robinson says 6, and the crowd love it here at Carisbrook. Well, Richard, good entertaining stuff, isn't it?
Well, it's quite an unbelievable batting display, isn't it? Mark Greatbatch, he's really gone from one extreme to the other. For somebody who couldn't hit the ball off the square, perhaps at the beginning of the season, now has really hit the ball to and over the boundary all too frequently, and that is not a problem for New Zealand, is it? And, very good on the leg side in his pickups.
He is super stuff.
He's been very, very positive. I just wonder how long he can keep going for.
3-6. In fact, it struggles over the boundary in the end because it pitched and stopped a little, but 4 more. Well, there we are, looking out to White Island, and plenty of white caps out there. Pretty tough day on the sea today if you're a fisherman. But we're reasonably...
Tough for a fish, I would think, too.
It'd be tougher if they weren't out there, Richard.
Anyway, there's a change in the bowling attacks. 3 now to come on and replace Capel, who went for, what, 34 and 6 overs.
And Mark Greatbatch, there's his 50. Wonderful 50 from Mark Greatbatch. He's coming back for the second, so he's on to 51. But the crowd here at Carisbrook giving Mark Greatbatch a wonderful hand for what has been a very entertaining 50.
Yes, 47 deliveries for his 50. 4 fours in that and 3 sixes.
Good shot. Straight down the ground. And this should run away. It's just keeping on going. And it has. Well, that was well played. It was timed. And it beat mid-on.
I was going to say that a lot of bowlers have come in some fearful stick with Greatbatch being there, but there's Andrew Jones. That's a lovely on drive, and of course mid-on is reasonably wide.
Right, well, Andrew Jones has dispensed with the headgear. He's not feeling the cold at the moment. He's working very hard for New Zealand out there. Nice shot by Andrew Jones. Nobody out at long on. That's 4.
He's an extremely good cricketer, isn't he, Andrew Jones? And I'm surprised that he hasn't yet hit a one-day 100.
Well, he's made 93 as his highest score in a match against Bangladesh, but he's been so consistent, averaging in the mid-40s, Andrew Jones, and a shot of real quality, that one. Getting it wide of mid-on. And it was always going to run away 4-4. He's done it again, this time through the offsides.
Lovely shot.
Just enough way on. Consecutive 4s. Really a typical Andrew Jones shot. He loves to play through the offside, both off the back foot and the front foot. And that one, everything was in the right place and just enough way on for the ball to beat Prabhakar into the boundary. Banerjee is hit for 6. Fine shot by Greatbatch, straight back over the bowler's head. Right up in the slot for him.
And Mark Greatbatch opening the innings today. And what a wonderful innings it's been. He's on 73. And he's gone for the big hit. He could be caught. He is caught. Mark Greatbatch is out. He tried to swing Raju away over the fence at mid-wicket. He didn't quite hit it as well as he might, and he is gone.
Showing frustration there after such a fine knock. Just a pity to be strangled by that one. I think he tries to get it squarer here. In fact, no, he tried to get it behind square. The man is in front out there at a deepish mid-wicket and hit it straight down his throat. That's Banerjee. And so after a marvellous knock of 73 and 76 balls, New Zealand are 118 for 2.
Well, Martin Crowe, the New Zealand skipper, making his way out to the middle of Carisbrook. A very good round he got to as Mark Greatbatch departed.
Raju's into his 3rd over, has 1 for 6. Jones down the ground, and he might have been a bit lucky that he hit it so hard because it went straight back over the top of Raju. But my word, it was travelling like a bullet, and Raju didn't even have time to react to it.
Yes, indeed, superb front-footed drive by Andrew Jones, well timed, perfectly executed, right down the pitch and drives it past the bowler. Raju has got a steady length.
Jones down the pitch again, thumping the ball down to long off. Stand in your crease, Andrew Jones, that's 4.
28 overs gone, 137 for 2. So Chris Shrikant, who's coming very close with the new batsman Crowe, who can scarcely be said to be in poor form. He's coming to try and put a bit of pressure on him.
Yes, with a spinner, left-arm spinner bowling at Martin Crowe, they're expecting a bat and pat catch at Silly Point.
Well, they're not going to get one from there anyway. That's a huge hit from Martin Crowe. That just raced across the turf to the boundary at square leg. There's Crowe going over square leg again. That's 6. Well, look at the wind.
Yes, that was a loose delivery by Kapil there, short and lifting, and Martin Crowe had plenty of time to get behind it and smack it towards the mid-wicket boundary for 6.
Crowe in the air but safe, just over square leg. It should run away for 4. It does. So Martin Crowe another 4, and my word, he's getting on with the job. And 162 for 2. New Zealand racing towards the target.
Well, it looks like a formality. Martin Crowe's been pretty severe there. He likes to sweep the spinners. He's done it on numerous occasions. But I'll tell you that Raju would have very cold hands out there at the moment. Very difficult for a spinner.
So Crowe there on 26, Andrew Jones 41 at the other end, and of course Mark Greatbatch, that wonderful innings. There's the comparison, and New Zealand in a pretty comfortable spot at the moment. Oh, well done by Moray.
He's been out.
He's gone. It hit the stumps. I didn't realise it hit the stumps. What a slick piece of work by Moray. He dived away and reversed the ball, flicking it behind him, hitting the stumps, and Martin Crowe was out of his crease. I didn't realise that it hit the stumps, but it certainly did. So, very good work by the keeper, Moray.
Yes, he did well. Very well. Look at that.
Oh, that's superb stuff by Moray. Crowe out, and New Zealand 162 for 3. Well, interesting change to the New Zealand batting lineup. Ian Smith, many of the crowd were expecting their hero Ken Rutherford to come out, but I don't think there's too much doubt about what he'll do. Prabhakar. And Ian Smith swings it away. 1 bounce, 4 runs.
Well, that's a typical Ian Smith quick shot. Wide mid-wicket. He picks them up from anywhere, really, doesn't he? Just a little whip.
Yes, super shot. And very much an Ian Smith shot. He's just about got a mortgage on that one, hasn't he? So, Ian Smith on strike again. And away he goes again. This is high in the air. It could be caught. He is caught. Yes, well, he's gone. And it's Amray out there. Hello. A parting word from Ian Smith. But there's no question he's out. Caught in the deep, just forward of square, trying to hit it away. Got it a little too high. Picked it up all right in the middle of the bat, but it went very high and gone.
Yes, well, that's Prabhakar's reply. The ball before going for 4. Smith trying to do the same. And Prabhakar gets the wicket. So Kenny Rutherford now is the New Zealand batsman coming to the crease. 172 for
4. Banerjee back into the attack, and Jones gets it through extra cover, and that's his 50, his 23rd 50 in one-day internationals for New Zealand. Andrew Jones. Jones taking his 50 from a shot that went in the air a good deal of the way towards the fielder, but he split those two very nicely just behind point and the man at cover. Rutherford gets a short ball, which he plays beautifully. That's in the gap. That's 4. And quite a classy shot from Rutherford. Let it come on and placed it just wide of the left hand of the man behind point, but square enough to defeat third man, and using the pace of the ball nicely over the top of it
and clipping it just behind point.
It's a shot he plays very, very well. So 44 runs needed from 70 balls. New Zealand in this tremendously strong position now with 6 wickets in hand. There he goes through mid-wicket, and it's in the air, but it's quite safe. There's no one out there, and it's one bounce. Or is it going to be 60 to go over the grass into the ditch?
Well, I thought for a moment the way he played the shot that he got it high on the bat and it spooned it over mid-wicket, but it certainly kept on going, and Rutherford knew it because he just stayed where he was, and it just carried into the ditch for 6.
So 7 bowlers used by India, and they haven't really been able to find the right combination. In the air, hit over the top, and that's going to be another marvellous boundary for the hometown boy, Ken Rutherford. His second 4, he's had 1 6 already, and he's only made 16. It's going to be lucky as Ken Rutherford, getting it in the air, but in the gap. And he gets 4 from a shot that he didn't really control, but the result's okay, and it moves Rutherford on to 21.
Yes, a little streaky here from Rutherford. It must have just turned a little on him. Just out there and going off the face, thick outside edge, down to a wide third-man position.
Rutherford gets a short ball, a big appeal, he's out! I think Rutherford thought it must have pitched outside leg, but umpire Ian Robinson had a long look and then took his life in his hands and gave Ken Rutherford out in Carisbrook.
Yes, it kept down on Rutherford. He got into a pulling position with the ball being short. It didn't bounce. It pitched, and it certainly was hitting middle. It's just a question of whether it pitched outside leg. It perhaps pitched on leg stump, certainly knocking middle out. And Rutherford is out now, and New Zealand lose their 5th wicket at 2:06.
Chris Harris in to take strike to the left armour, Raju.
One of the things about the New Zealand performance right throughout this competition has been their consistency in the field, with the ball, with the bat. Greatbatch, Jones, Crowe have all been very consistent with the bat, leaving very little opportunity for many others in the side. Good problem to have.
Oh, he's bowled. A full delivery. Chris Harris playing over the top of it. It gets through and hits the off stump. So another New Zealand wicket has fallen. It's probably too little, too late. 6 runs needed for victory, but Prabhakar has bowled him.
Well, Chris Harris will be disappointed about this because he's looking for a nice little not out, but that was, he yelped himself, really, didn't he?
Yes, so you look to play through the leg side, perhaps. However, he's gone 225 for 6.
New Zealand making the 6 remaining runs without further loss and a comfortable 4-wicket victory. Their 100% record remains intact. Greatbatch top scored with 73 and was supported well by Andrew Jones, who remained unbeaten on 67. Next, the clash of the 2 unbeaten sides in this year's World Cup, England the opponents for New Zealand in Wellington. The winners of this match will win the group table. John Wright returns in place of Rod Latham to open with Mark Greatbatch. No place for Danny Morrison as Dipak Patel continues to open with Chris Harris. England still without Graham Gooch. Alan Lamb plays his first match of the tournament. Richard Illingworth is preferred to Phil Tufnell. We join the innings in the second over with Chris Harris bowling to Ian Botham.
Down fine, and there's no fine leg. So Watson will have to chase it all the way, but won't get it. The first boundary of the innings, and it's been struck by Ian Botham. Just a wee bit short there. A chase for Larson, but I think he can give it away. That's well hit, and the boundary is very close because the outfield is so fast. And at the end of the over, the 4th over, England have started well. They're 20 without loss. Oh, he's missed him by Smith. So Stewart really had a heave at that, and Ian Smith couldn't get it.
And that ball turned quite sharply. very sharply indeed as Stewart came down the wicket for a big on or off drive. Look at that. Well, Ian Smith normally takes those.
And the beefy Botham just 8 from 24 deliveries.
Bowls. Well, he's done it again, Dipak Patel. Botham has bowled, and the first wicket is down at 25 in the 7th over.
Well, I was just commenting that even though Botham's there to score more quickly than his partner, it's assumed. Here it is, just outside off stump, and it turned back through, hit leg stump, but how Botham missed that one, I'm not quite sure. That's the first England wicket down in the 7th over, 25 for 1.
And Graham Hick comes out in just the 7th over. Pulled away by Hick, good shot, should go all the way. Starting to labour a bit, but makes it. Away he goes again. That's a most decisive shot from Hick. And that one flies to the fence.
Plenty of signs around. There we are, the English board 50 up. And Willie Watson. Ball slashes that through. Good shot. But races away to the point boundary for 4.
Well, you don't often see a batsman square cutting off the front foot, which was what Stewart did then, and that, of course, is an indication of how very slow this pitch is.
Oh, cracking shot, marvellous. Alex Stewart cracking it away through the covers for 4. Over-pitched by Cairns, a little bit of room outside the off stump, and bang. Swung away. Big shot here. Is that 6?
Yes, it was 6.
I think it is.
Just over the rope.
Graham Hick swinging it away, a little short, but he picked it up beautifully. And umpire Ian Robinson waiting for the call. That man's got no doubt in his mind, yes, 6 runs.
Yes, it was just over the top, and the replay will show you that. It was a lovely shot, wasn't it?
Yes, it certainly was. He picked it up beautifully, and that went very high, and we just watched the flight of the ball. Oh, just missed the line there.
The flight of the bumblebee.
Yeah.
It's a big shot, and it's going to go all the way through extra cover. Patel just over tossing a slight bit, and Graham Hick thumped him through extra cover to go to 36 from 38 balls, and it's 88 for 1 after 19.
Larson starting in the first over after drinks, and that's pulled away by Alex Stewart down behind square, and that's running away for 4. Willie Watson has no chance of stopping that. Out. The England captain is gone. Alex Stewart looking to force the pace. Goes down on one knee, but swept in the air and caught at mid-wicket.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with the shot here. It's the catch that matters. Sweep, hit it quite hard, and it's a lovely catch. Catches win matches. Everybody knows that, particularly one-day cricket. They're so vital.
So Chris Harris, with one of the safest pairs of hands in the New Zealand team, dismisses Alex Stewart. Dipak Patel has his 2nd wicket in the 21st over. England 95 for 2. So one of the hardest hitting batsmen in the game today comes in at number 4 for England.
Plenty of English support here, and out in the middle, Andrew Jones continuing. Driving Hick. He's moving on to 50, and there it is. Graham Hick, 50 runs with that single. That's his third one-day 50 and a very handy one for England. Graham Hick, some fine shots, good pull shots, and he's got through to the mark of 50. Oh, delicate stuff by Smith, and that really is becoming a bit vulnerable down there for New Zealand.
Yes, if you bowl a bit wide of the off stump, indeed, as Jones did then, and you've got someone who can improvise as Smith can, that happens. It was a good shot.
All short. Oh, he's gone! Caught behind! And he went to cut it. He nicked it, a thick edge, and Mark Greatbatch substituting takes the catch. So Graham Hick is gone. New Zealand have picked up the third English wicket.
Well, I thought that was a bad shot. It was wide, his head went back, he didn't look at the ball, and he paid the penalty. Too typical, I'm afraid. Got to look at it again. I think he was a little bit close to him. Bounced a fraction more than he expected, but Hick is in this very good form. That should have been 4 runs. I can't understand why Hick gets himself out like this, but he does. 135 for 3.
So Alan Lamb, the new man, making his way up to the middle at the Basin Reserve. Hasn't batted since before the World Cup, since he was in fact in New Zealand for the series here.
Smith going high over backward point. Larson won't quite get to it. And Harris's first ball of the 35th over has produced an aggressive shot and a successful one from Robin Smith. And he's dropped. Lamb had a wee flirt, and Greatbatch, the part-time keeper, wasn't able to hang on to it. Something's got to be better anyway. Oh, that beats Watson. And it's going to go all the way. It's Gavin Larson, isn't it? Down there. And that was a strike for England, which takes it to 155 for 3, 38 gone.
Lamb goes over the top. Could be caught. And is. Patel takes the catch, Jones has the wicket, and Smith is out.
Well, Smith has been looking to get inside the ball and hit it over in his favourite spot, over extra cover, but there is a long off back and a long on back. So England now 162 for 4 in the 41st.
Chris Lewis, the new batsman for England, replacing Robin Smith. Just dismissed in this over from Andrew Jones for 38. And really, Glenn, New Zealand coming right back into this now, 162 for 4.
Yes, they are. And Lamb still hasn't found his touch yet. Lewis just used as a batter the other night and not bowling.
Oh, good no, yes! Lewis is out. First ball, what a big break for New Zealand.
Well, not accustomed to the pitch. He played too freely for a first ball up. He should have had a look at it and defended it. Instead, he just pushed through very casually and lazily, and Willie Watson just hung on to it. England lose 2 wickets and go to 162 for 5 in the 41st.
Dermot Reeve, the new batsman. Well, they're coming and going. Lamb goes over the top. He could be caught here. Cairns lines it up. And Lamb goes.
And he charges here, going towards the ball and spoons it down towards long off. The wind just carried it on down there to young Cairns, who took it very comfortably indeed. England now in more trouble at 169 for 6.
Derek Pringle out to replace Alan Lamb, just dismissed for 12.
Oh, goes for a big slog. Might get two. He'll have to hurry back. Latham's out there. He's on the field for Smith. And they're back comfortably enough in the end.
Well, I think that action by Pringle showed that in the last remaining 11 balls, they're going to have a bit of a heave-ho.
Oh, big hit. Could be out. He is out. Rod Latham takes the catch at mid-wicket. Derek Pringle has holed out. Andrew Jones has another wicket. And England are in further trouble in the 49th over.
Tremendous stuff. New Zealand could walk on water at the moment. It's brilliant cricket. Gosh, they've had it. They've done well today. It's been marvellous to see England, who they might have had a slight inferiority complex against after the Test series and the one-days. But look how well they've done. And here's another example. Pringle gave that a bit of bat too. But the old Rod Latham, he's as solid as the Bank of New Zealand. And there we are.
So Pringle
on his 189 for 7.
So Philip de Freitas, he's joined Dermot Reeve out in the middle. To the last over, the 50th of the England innings. And de Freitas hits in the air. Cairns is down there. He's taken it. So de Freitas is gone. Out for a duck. Holding out down at long off. And New Zealand can do no wrong at the moment.
Yes, it's marvellous, isn't it? They're going to have a wonderful lunch, New Zealand. Everything's coming off. England are getting underneath it. There was a bit of a slice in that. And so we got 5 more balls to go. But there we are. The weight was all wrong. It's sliced off. And Chris Cairns is even safer than the Bank of New Zealand. There he is, taking it in the classical manner in front of his chest. And so, 195 for 8.
Well, the new man, Illingworth, joins Dermot Reeve, and the crowd are on their feet at the Basin Reserve, chanting for the New Zealand side. It's high excitement here. The last ball of the England innings coming up. Chris Harris to bowl it. He's bowling it to Illingworth. He's bowling into the breeze at the Basin Reserve.
I think actually he's bowling to Reeve, but...
Sorry, Dermot Reeve.
I don't think.
And Reeve hoiks him round. He gets it straight to Crowe, and they'll only get one. He rolls it back to Harris. So the innings has ended. The round 200 is achieved, and the players make their way off, and the crowd give them a big hand.
Dipak Patel's first spell, which included the vital wicket of Ian Botham, reduced England to their disappointing total. His first 5 overs cost just 7 runs. Good support from the rest of the bowlers. Gavin Larson 10 overs for 24, and Chris Harris taking 2 more wickets to bring his tally to 15 in the competition so far. So 201 for victory for New Zealand. As we pick up the action in the second over, they've reached 5 for no wicket.
De Freitas to bowl to John Wright. Oh, he's bowled. He's walked inside it, John Wright. Goodness me, he's been clean bowled.
And that was exactly the way John Wright was out against Australia in the first match, wasn't it?
Yes, the very first game of the tournament. He walked inside, it hit the leg stump, and here today at the Basin Reserve, walking inside and bingo, leg stump. Well, Andrew Jones, the number 3 batsman, making his way out. Oh, he's hit this one. He's got hold of it. It's 6 runs. Well, he picked it up. Umpire Steve Randall says that's 6. And Mark Greatbatch, well, hit it beautifully.
Greatbatch goes for it, and that's 4 runs. That's his first 4. And a typical Greatbatch shot. Another loud appeal for LBW. And once again, umpire Robinson from Zimbabwe says no.
Well, there's probably a bit of bat on that. It's a question of whether it hit the pad first. Even so, still outside the line. But the crowd very excited. Good one here today. Great atmosphere. The crowd very expectant, of course, of another New Zealand victory. Two top teams in the competition out here today, England, New Zealand.
Nicely played by Jones. That's a beautifully timed shot. That's going to run away for 4.
Greatbatch goes high over extra cover. It's going to land. Is it going to pitch? It might just be small. Oh, he goes high again. He's hit this well. This is over long on. This is nearly 6. Bounces once. And that's up into the gale too. And so Mark Greatbatch is on his way again. 63 for 1. 12 overs gone. Well, Greatbatch hits that beautifully, but he might be caught. DeFreitas is there. And Botham has the wicket. So it happened once too often for Mark Greatbatch. He hit the ball cleanly, but England had the field position. And Greatbatch is gone. Caught DeFreitas, bowled Botham for 35. New Zealand in a bit of trouble at 64 now for 2.
Well, the trap was set by England. They had that fine leg that I pointed out a moment ago, wider for the pickup. And Greatbatch should have known that that's where it would have gone. However, he's done the job again for New Zealand. He's picked up 35 from 37 deliveries, and New Zealand lose their second wicket at 64.
Martin Crowe out in the field now to partner Andrew Jones again with Wright and Greatbatch, the two left-handed opening batsmen for New Zealand out.
And that's a cracking drive by Andrew Jones. No need to run for that. And the crowd love it up there on the bank.
Appeal for a caught behind. Smith looked a little bit late on that appeal. Not Smith, Stewart, sorry.
Well, Steve Randall, the umpire's not interested. Martin Crowe certainly isn't interested either. Certainly Stewart and Hick are.
Lovely shot from Crowe. That's a delightful stroke. And that brings up the New Zealand 100. A classic shot from Crowe. 101 for 2 in the 23rd over. Jones lofting, and away it goes. Lamb trying to stretch out after it, and it's 4.
Well, Lamb, he almost attempted a little dive, but was probably very wise to pull out. But Andrew Jones going over mid-off. Uppish. Didn't quite get it right. And Lamb had a long chase. The end result for Jones is a good one. It makes him 49. That's 8 fours now in his innings.
And there's the 50 for Andrew Jones. Lamb has another chase, and they should run 3, and that's another very good 50 for Andrew Jones. His 24th in one-day internationals, and his 3rd in this World Cup.
Well, he is a model of consistency. There's no doubt about that. Probably has to be the most consistent batsman in world cricket today, particularly at one-day international level. Averages round about 44, 45 every time he comes to the crease, and that's a very high average in strike rate indeed.
They're a bit short, and Crowe likes that shot, and he hit it to perfection.
Yes, although it was a bit of a gimme, Crowe still had to put it away and put it in the gap, and he certainly did so.
So it really has been a memorable day here at the Basin. Big crowd, huge crowd.
and they've loved every minute of it. Jones hits it firmly in the air, just out of the reach of square leg. Reeve tried to get it. Smith tried to get it, and it was just over him.
So Jones showing that he's back into real nick on this occasion. He started to show signs of it in the previous match.
And that's his highest score in the World Cup of 1992. Andrew Jones gets his 11th boundary, and he moves to 70 and takes the New Zealand score to 152 for 2. We're in the 32nd over.
Martin Crowe, Andrew Jones, of course Mark Greatbatch, they're all in wonderful touch. And there we are, there's the 100 partnership up between these two. Wonderful effort. And the crowd here at the basin are a little bit slow to realise that it's up, but they're now acknowledging it. A little short of a length, this could be tight. And, oh, he's out.
Yes, that was out.
Andrew Jones didn't put his bat down. Ian Robinson signals you're out. And a good throw there, hits the stumps, and perhaps Andrew Jones a little naughty in not sliding his bat, but I'm sure we can forgive him. 78 runs. And New Zealand are 172 for 3. So Ken Rutherford, the man coming out to replace Jones. Oh, here's the 50 from Martin Crowe, just dropping it down in front of him, racing through. And Martin Crowe getting a big hand from the Basin Reserve crowd. Another great contribution in this World Cup. But Martin Crowe smacks that one down the ground. Interesting looking shot, but he placed it. He banged it down just wide of the bowler on the onside.
Now to Freitas, 41st over. Crowe pulls him away, lovely shot, and 4 runs.
Yes, well, looks so Martin Crowe wants to get the match over in the 41st over. I suppose the early shower is always the warmest.
Rather pensive looking Alex Stewart. Asked to bat this morning. 4 to win. Crowe goes for it, and this could be it. Sailing out to the fence, and New Zealand have beaten England here at the Basin Reserve by 7 wickets and remain unbeaten at the Benson & Hedges World Cup.
New Zealand keep their 100% record and are now confirmed as winners of the first phase. Martin Crowe and Andrew Jones added 108 and 138 balls for the 3rd wicket as New Zealand cruised to victory with 9 overs to spare. So New Zealand now top the table, relegating England to 2nd place. With New Zealand safely through to the semi-finals, their final match against Pakistan was of far greater significance for their opponents. Pakistan had to win to remain in contention for a semi-final place. New Zealand bring back Rod Latham for John Wright and Danny Morrison, who comes in at the expense of Chris Cairns. Pakistan are unchanged from their team that beat Sri Lanka. Imran Khan plays despite shoulder problems. Pakistan win the toss and put New Zealand into bat. We pick up the action in the 2nd over. New Zealand have moved on to 3 for no wicket. It's Aqib Javid to Mark Greatbatch.
Good shot that, very good shot by Greatbatch. He's going away for 4, that was a fine stroke. He played it so well, moving inside the line, playing it late, turning it round with his wrists for the day's first boundary. A splendid stroke over square leg, 4 runs, and that's the one that sets the lads a cheering. Look at them, marvellous.
11 for no wicket, Akib to Greatbatch. Isn't that wonderful? Like a great tracer bullet, it descends in the stand, 6 runs, and Greatbatch is on his way again. What a wonderful shot. He's got 14. It's now 17 for no wicket. Well, well, well.
A very disappointing batting performance from New Zealand. At one time, 96 for 7, but recovering thanks to a splendid 37 from Gavin Larson. Pakistan had Wasim Akram 4 for 32 and Mushtaq Ahmed 2 for 18 to thank. Needing 167 to win, Pakistan opened with Amir Sohail and Ramiz Raja.
Oh, he's hooked. It's in the air.
Could be out.
He is out.
First ball.
And Danny Morrison has got... What's a no-ball call?
No, Amir is standing there, waiting or looking for the no ball to be called by the point umpire. There was Steve Randall, who's made no decision at all, so Amir is out.
Yes, no question about it. There is no movement there. He was hoping for a no ball because of the fact it was a bouncer, but he's on his way.
And he doesn't want to go.
No, he's very slow.
He doesn't want to go.
Well, what a sensational start to this bowling innings, and the Pakistanis have lost their first wicket with the first delivery of the innings.
Well, we're going to look at the height here, and I think you have every reason to believe that it was too short and should have been called a no ball.
Well, of course, the rule is if it goes above shoulder height, but umpire Steve Randall says, no, it didn't. You're out, and Pakistan are 1 for none.
And Zamanul Haq coming out.
He's got him. Inside edge onto the stumps, and Danny Morrison has struck again. Zamanul Haq is bowled.
Yes, well, he got an absolute beauty. That one sort of nipped back. I think he played it on too, got a bit of inside edge. And really, he was caught on the crease in no man's land. Just came back inside edge onto his stumps. He's gone. He's out for 5. Pakistan are now 2 for 9 in the 3rd over.
Well, Danny Morrison reminding him of where he's headed. Zamanul Haq on his way. Pakistan 9 for 2.
So Pakistan end New Zealand's winning run and have to wait to see Australia beat the West Indies to secure them a place in the semi-finals. New Zealand used 9 bowlers. The pick Danny Morrison was 3 for 42, but it was Pakistan's day, and they will be New Zealand's semi-final opponents at Eden Park in Auckland. Confirmation of the final standings. New Zealand winning the group with England in 2nd, South Africa and Pakistan, the other 2 qualifiers for the semi-finals. On to Auckland and a semi-final against Pakistan in front of a capacity crowd at Eden Park. Martin Crowe, petrified of the rain-affected match rules, wins the toss and bats first. John Wright is recalled in place of Rod Latham to open with Mark Greatbatch. Captain Martin Crowe, who will bat at number 4, goes into the game with a World Cup average of 121. Pakistan include 2 leg spinners. Iqbal Sikandar comes into the side to join forces with Mushtaq Ahmed, and Imran Khan plays and will bowl as Pakistan bid to reach their first World Cup final.
Wasim Akram to John Wright, the open stance, the bat on the toe. Flicks it just forward a square, and then a short leg Jarvid looking to his left. So 2 to right. It's over the top. That's the first boundary. It's a 6. Top edge, cutting away, Wasim Akram. Mark Greatbatch has had a wonderful tournament. Brings up another 6. That's his 13th 6 in the World Cup.
Only about 45, 50 metres in that area. As I mentioned, Mark Greatbatch plays for Auckland in the domestic competition. Knows the ground pretty well. He knows where to hit them. As John Wright is now on strike.
That's a fine shot. Wright finds a gap. That's 4.
Beautifully timed there by John Wright. Whereas he was jabbing at the ball outside off stump in the first couple of overs, a little bit more relaxed there and really timed that one sweetly.
Greatbatch now on strike. Jive it again. Big crowd here at Eden Park. Oh, he's hit that miles. It's a short boundary. Oh, this will go into second tier. Huge 6. Down she comes off the concrete. What a shot. Down the wicket he goes. Take that, Akib Javed.
Well, Mark Greatbatch has certainly got that one away. In fact, at Christchurch just a few days ago, he really got into Akib Javed. Took 16 off his second over. And so now he's trying to dominate the ascendancy again.
Slow ball, well bowled, and a big appeal there from Akib Javed. Good bowling. I think that might have been a leg bye. No, the umpire's saying that he got a little edge on that. Well, what a magnificent 6 that was. This is the LBW shot, clearly pushed right outside leg stump. There it is, no wicket for 35. New Zealand won the toss and decided to bat first. Imran Khan went running off the ground into the dressing room. He's had a few problems with his shoulder. This is Akib Javed. Oh, well bowled, he's bowled him. Slower ball, you little beauty. That was a magnificent delivery. He very, very nearly got himself an LBW last over with a slow ball, having been hit for 6. That was a slow one, totally beat Greatbatch, and back go the stumps. It was hardly quick enough to knock the bails off.
Well, quite clearly, it's a very big blow for New Zealand. A very good wicket for Pakistan. Might have got an edge or perhaps a little bit of a pad onto that, but really did him through lack of pace. Magnificent bowling by Akib.
Yes, and a good start too for New Zealand, thanks to Mark Greatbatch, 17. Just 22 balls, and I don't want to knock that because it's better getting off to a quick start than having a sluggish one. 1 for 35.
Of course, Andrew Jones, he takes quite a while to settle down. He's not a fluent stroke maker by any means. Because once he gets in, he starts hitting the ball, but he's more of a collector of runs, a dabber.
He's hit that in the air. This will be out. Caught in the deep. He's got him. Wright has got frustrated. He's decided to go for it. And Rami's sitting down there at the deep long on boundary, waiting for the opportunity to latch onto a catch. Hardly had to move. Wright is now out. The pressure has got to him. This is how it happened.
Well, this is the problem when you get bogged down and you see it there and you think, right, I've got to get on with it. Up in the air it goes, and Ramiz takes a very simple catch. Very good bowling by Mushtaq. Good field placing. John Wright will be very, very disappointed with that, and that will certainly not help New Zealand's cause today.
So Wright out for 13. Too many balls. 44 altogether. New Zealand have lost their second wicket, and the score now 39. New batsman in, Martin Crowe, was welcomed by this big crowd here.
That's a beautiful shot. It's a good reply. Takes New Zealand now on to 2 for 43 in 30. Super form already. And that's a valuable stroke. May not have been a great one, but it's taken New Zealand on to 2 for 63 at the end of that over.
Fine shot, beautifully placed.
Was good placement.
It's in close, got to be close, yes, beautiful bowling. Forced Jones back, gave the umpire Buckner a good look at that. And that's a valuable wicket for Pakistan. Jones, LBW to Mushtaq Ahmed.
What a wicket. Great bowling by Ahmed. Not fussed by the one that went away for 4. He's come in and produced a little jaffa. Have a look at this, pitching around about leg stump, straightening down the line, whack on the back leg. That would have hit middle and off. No doubt about that. Good umpiring too, Steve Buckner from the West Indies. He's had a tremendous World Cup as well. And boy, that has brought the Puckies alive. And New Zealand are now 3-4, what would it be? 87. There's Rutherford's the new batsman now. Very, very good cricket from Crowe.
Crowe moves on to 33. That is not a very good ball at all. Sohail, inexperienced, part-time bowler, and he bowls a big full toss. And exactly where Wazim Akram has moved from, Wazim would move squarer towards square leg. Crowe this time picks his gap, hits it high and handsomely over the field into a big, big open space, and it's 4 more. Rutherford over the top, straight down the ground. He's letting those shackles go now. That's 4 runs, and New Zealand are 3 for 140. New Zealand stepping up the onslaught now. Crowe 49 not out of 50 balls. Rutherford started to play his shots, 25 not out. And Amir Sohail has been replaced at the northern end. Imran Khan has decided to go back to Mushtaq Ahmed. Amir Sohail's 1 over, went for 11. And that's Martin Crowe's 50, continuing his run of very, very good form.
He needs to be there at the end of New Zealand's innings.
That's in the stands. This is a tremendous partnership building up here.
Kenny Rutherford was certainly very slow getting off the mark. It took him 20 balls, but since then he scored at the rate of a run a ball and certainly done a lot better than that in the last few overs. But Imran Khan now must bring back, and he has, Wazim Akram to try and steady things down. More importantly, perhaps get a wicket as well and just slow the run rate that's very high at the moment.
Well hit. That also has gone into the stands. The shortest boundary at Eden Park.
Well, when a man's in form, you can't afford to drop it short. And Akram was just fractionally short of a length there, and Martin Crowe was able to pull that just behind square into the #1 stand for 6 more.
That's a great shot, beautifully placed. It's the 100 partnership. He's bowled that slower ball a few times. He had 1 success with it, Akib Javed. On that occasion, Ken Rutherford brings up his 50. With the slow ball, it was a touch short. It's 3 for 193.
And this could well be out. Pulling that one, and the keeper Moen Khan takes the catch. So Kenny Rutherford's innings comes to an end. A very good innings indeed after a slow start. And really the partnership between Crowe and Rutherford is a substantial one. Could well be a match-winning one. And the breakthrough has come for Pakistan, but it may well be just a little bit too late. Still 6 wickets in hand left for New Zealand.
Just drifting a little bit in the breeze, but Moen Khan eventually grabs it. Rutherford is out and New Zealand are 4 for 194. Chris Harris is the man who's come out to join his skipper. And Imran, with a new batsman at the crease, has now made his move. And he's brought the leg spinner Iqbal Sikandar back into the attack. As I mentioned, he's got to get another 2 overs. Iqbal. He'll be, hello, Martin Crowe is hobbling down there. Now that's not good news for New Zealand.
Yes, he was stretching that knee at the end of the last over, doing 1 or 2 exercises, but he certainly pulled up. I just don't know whether it's his knee problem. It could easily be a hamstring. There's been quite a few of those tweaked in this particular competition. Of course, Martin Crowe's been out there a long time. He's had a lot of injury problems with a dicey knee that required an operation before the domestic international series. Struggled to come through that, but his fitness throughout this competition has been very good indeed. It just appears to be struggling a little bit now. Yes, he's in all sorts of trouble now as Martin Crowe, and he needs a runner. No doubt about that.
Mark Greatbatch is out there, so he's obviously going to run.
Good shot. The area is covered though. It's also the long corner of the ball. He's keeping that one on the ground very well and picking the gap well too. Oh, he's got him. That's out stumped. Yes, on his way. No need for the umpire to even enter into the negotiations there. So Harris out stumped by Moen Khan with the bowling of Sikandar. That was almost odds on. He made 13 off 12 balls, but he wasn't picking the spin, had to go for it, and there it is, all over.
It was well stumped. The ball came along slowly to the keeper, but it was well bowled by Iqbal Sikandar. It's 5 for 214 after 46.
Ian Smith is the new batsman. Imran the bowler. And that's got away square and over the top too. That may be 6. I think that went over the line and hit the board. There's a line down there. That's got to be 6. Yes, up she goes. Boy, have New Zealand taken advantage of that short boundary. The Pakistanis have played right into their hands. They've bowled short balls in that area, which Crowe in particular has punished.
It was a wonderful stroke. Unorthodox, the purists might say, hitting across the line, but it was absolutely brilliant. Timing. And he waited for the ball, got his feet into the right position. He's injured, and yet he smashed that away over square leg. It was beautiful to watch.
Backs away from that one and gets it into the gap as well. And there's a mix-up, there's a run out. Yes, Crowe's gone. When I say Crowe's gone, his mate's really gone for him. So Greatbatch messing it all up for Crowe. They got themselves in a terrible tangle, and this can happen when there are 3 men out there all trying to negotiate whether or not to run. Crowe doing the right thing there, saying don't worry about it to Ian Smith, who's out there at the moment, and he'll get a tremendous ovation. In fact, all the Kiwis at the ground are out of their seats at the moment, cheering the New Zealand captain off the ground. One screaming to the boundary, you beauty, right off the meat of the bat.
There'll be a lot of discussion in the New Zealand dressing room at the moment as to whether or not Martin Crowe can get onto the field when Pakistan bat.
It's in the air and into the gap. That's 4. the seats go the Kiwis. Bad delivery, too short, and given the appropriate treatment. Big appeal, got him, LBW. Yes, he's angled it back in, playing the ball from the crease there. Dipak Patel trying to whip that one away on the leg side. The question is, did he get outside the line? Not according to umpire Shepherd. So he's out, LBW, and I think that might have hit him on the toe as well.
Yes, that'll be quite painful. Dipak Patel is the man who's been used as the opening bowler for New Zealand in their matches. Handy runs there for him. He made 8 just towards the end of the innings. 7 for 244 in the 49th.
Gavin Larson is the new batsman. Imran. Smith gets a full toss, he smashed it away. It's 4, is it? Just short of the line down there at deep mid-wicket.
Seven for 261.
Slow ball again, they'll get one. There was nothing he could do about that. Good one from Imran, that ball. So 7 for 262 off the 50 overs. They received 304 balls, and Smith ends up not out 18 off 10. What little gem of an innings that was to finish off.
A courageous innings by captain Martin Crowe, who top scored despite pulling a hamstring. Crowe and Rutherford added 107 in 113 balls to the delight of the patriotic home supporters. New Zealand will be delighted with a total of 262. Incredibly, New Zealand lost this semi-final, having looked likely to triumph for so long. Chris Harris came off worst to the remarkable onslaught from Inzamam-ul-Haq. The leading wicket-taker in the competition was smashed for 72 off 10 overs, and the New Zealand team really missed Martin Crowe's leadership in the latter part of the Pakistan innings. Pakistan go on to a convincing win over England in the final. But New Zealand can take pride in a great team achievement and splendid individual performances. New Zealand dominated the first phase of the competition, and captain Martin Crowe received the award as outstanding player of the tournament. The young guns will long be remembered by an adoring public and serve to inspire future generations.